Well, guys, it is December of when I publish this video. This one is going to be a fun one. You saw it last year. You're going to see it again. We're doing a top 5 blasters of the year. Now, I'm going to go ahead and warn you real quick. There are going to be no honorable mentions mentioned in this video. If I could publish another video on that because, to be honest, there have been so many great blasters released this year. And they're so hard to condense in just a top 5 list. So I condensed it the best I could. However, like I said, there have been many great blasters, but to me, 5 are the true winners today. So let's get them, and let's start with number 5. Alright guys, so our number 5 blaster is Nerf's Pro Strife X. This one's at number 5 for a few different reasons. So one, it's amazing that Nerf has finally come out with a Pro Series. It's a very good blaster. It's very powerful. It sounds awesome of just like that feeling every time you just slightly tap it is amazing. The additions that this has are awesome. Like the grip is much better. It just feels awesome. The reason why it's at number 5 is because of its price. I really think Nerf overpriced this thing to the nines. At $120, I'd rather pick this thing up if it were like $80. Heck, even $60. But still, it's a great blaster. And to testify that, I have the surviving victim of a Magnum from this thing. Mr. Perez, you can come out now.
What?
All right, sir. I have something here that might invoke some trauma. Are you prepared?
Yeah, what is...
Wait, Mr. Okay, well, he's gone. But anyway, like I said, this thing has very good performance and, of course, a very snappy trigger. That trigger is just very snappy and very fun. While this was a very good blaster of the year, unfortunately, it has to sit at number 5 just because that price is terrible. But let's move on to number 4. And at number 4, we have Xshot stepping into the ring just like Nerf, actually before Nerf, with their Pro long shot, not the Nerf long shot. This long shot is pretty much what the community has called a bullpup lynx, pretty much. Or no, my apologies, a ejection molded lynx. Because essentially that's what this is. It works pretty much the exact same way. Pretty much same bullpup setup. And a cool thing with this mag setup is a little mag release right here just for the half-length mag. And of course with that amazing performance as well. And of course slam fire as well, which is always a good feature to have. And of course, unlike most how Dart Zone blasters have been recently, still accepting the full-length capacity with still good performance. However, with that also came with Xshot's signature of kind of being a little cheap, but not terrible. To the point to where the only complaint I've ever seen on this blaster is this is a pretty fragile plunger system, but modders can fix this thing easily. Plus also, this side up here for some reason is a little too loose. But overall, an amazing blaster out of Xshot. I'm really excited to see what else they have because this blaster was just awesome. Very good ergonomics, a very good stock, which is adjustable as well. Like I said, the sight feature, but also, like I said, I've really become a fan of this mag release up here so that for when you don't want to use this, you can just have the other magazine. So very impressed with the Xshot long shot. Now, let's get to another one with number 3. Even though this blaster is at number 3, it is one of my personal favorites for the year, and that is the Xshot Lock. This thing is awesome. It is probably my favorite lever action blaster that has been released. The absolute small capacity that this thing has, and especially with a good amount of ammo to suffice, but then also the fact that you can get better cylinders, and the fact that you can do as many, I just messed that up, as many tricks as you want with this thing, just makes this a very compelling package. And the lock system isn't for everyone, but I will always love it as a good joke, and especially the fact that you can just mess with people that way. But it's a very solid blaster, a very good price at literally just $20. That's better than what you get at a Nerf for $20. But it's a very fun one. You can do as many tricks as you want with it. I just love this thing. Unfortunately, it does have to sit at number 3 because of what number 2 and number 1 are, which we will get to. But I just wanted to give this a good spot and say that even though this is at number 3, it's become one of my favorite blasters of all time. Like, it's so smooth, and I really am tempted on buying a second one. But we'll save that for another video. Now for number 2. Alrighty, at number 2, I had to talk about it eventually, and I'm very impressed. It's literally one of the best Nerf blasters they've released in a while, especially out of Elite 2.0. The double punch is a wowza of a machine. Its 2-stage trigger, 2 mag setup is just incredible. The stock, of course, is a little too short on it, but its double barrel feature of just, you can go slow or is incredible. It works better than I ever thought it was going to work. It's just an amazing blaster. It sits at number 2 because this is finally... Why is that being funky? Oh, there we go. This blaster is just... It's Nerf finally coming back to being something good. Like, this whole blaster is amazing. It doesn't matter that there's not paint on the other side or the stock is too short. It's proof that Nerf is finally coming back from their ashes, and it's an amazing product, especially at a good deal as well. For about $30, I think, 30 or 40, but you're getting really good performance. I mean, surprisingly good. You're getting, of course, a dual mag setup, which is always a joy, and it's just amazing. While this isn't at number 1, this is still an amazing product that is literally one of the best blasters that they have released in so many years. But it sits at number 2 because number 1 is my personal favorite release of the year. So let's go get it. So like I said, guys, number 1 is my personal favorite release of the year just because it harkens back to my favorite blaster that Nerf has ever made. That is right, guys. The Dart Zone Max Outlaw is my personal favorite release of the year. It pretty much is like what you would do if you put a hammer shot into a pack-a-punch machine because it is such a very good revolver. Definitely an upgrade over the Deuce Pro. Of course, some downsides. Some people complain about the hammer. I have learned its secrets to where it's actually not that hard, and especially the fact that you can redo your cylinders and just have a fun time being a cowboy. It's just, it relives every fantasy that you would ever have with a hammer shot, but a better performance and a very cool profile. Like from the shadow, that honestly to me looks a lot like a real steel revolver, which is why, of course, this is one of the things that be cautious if you ever take this outside. It's good that it has an orange tip, but this does really mimic how a revolver looks, especially if you're just seeing that shadow and it's skinny enough. People could get the wrong idea. But still, just an amazing blaster out of Dart Zone. Dart Zone had a lot of amazing releases this year, as you guys saw from the Blaster Bash video, but this was my personal favorite, and I'm very happy I got one at $30, which is another great deal for this blaster. And even with that, you get 3D printed free files for a holster and cylinder holster, which is mind-blowing. So thank you to all these amazing companies who gave us such amazing blasters. Nerf, Xshot, Dart Zone, and even Buzzbee. I'll give them that credit. But maybe in a separate video, I will do a honorable mention of all the amazing blasters that did get released this year. But I wanted to get this video out to you guys because I always love making these videos, and I love giving these companies the credit they deserve. And Dart Zone may have took the win this year for at least my video, but overall, these 3 companies have just astonished our hobby this year with so many amazing blasters. Nerf coming out with a Pro Series and the Double Punch, Xshot coming out with a Pro Series and the Insanity Series and the Lock, Buzzbee coming out with the Easy Fire, a very good blaster, and just it's insane. And of course, Dart Zone coming out with my favorite revolver. So many other blasters, the Mark IV, the Omnia Pro, like just amazing. Thank you guys for watching this video, and thank you to Dart Zone, Xshot, and Nerf for giving us such an amazing year. We will all see you in the next video when that comes out. So thank you for watching this top 5 video. Much love, blast on, and stay tactical.